And he encourages people to rush to do good deeds. And he tells them that verily what awaits people is the judgment on the day of resurrection. Fear Allah, O servants of Allah, in His lands and in His servants, and you will be asked even about the animals. Obey Allah and do not disobey Him. And if you see the good, then act upon it. And if you see the bad, then leave it. And among other things that he said, but these are some highlights we wanted to look at from his first khutbah as the Khalifa. So there was now a group of the Sahaba that did not pledge. And at the head of those was Sa'd ibn Abi Waqqas and Abdullah ibn Umar. They didn't pledge to Ali radiallahu anhu. As well as Usama ibn Zayd and Suhaib al-Rumi and Hassan ibn Thabit, the poet of the Prophet ﷺ, and Zayd ibn Thabit and Muhammad ibn Maslama and Ka'b ibn Malik and Nu'man ibn Bashir and Rafi' ibn Khudayj, Salama ibn Waqs. All of these people had not given bay'ah. Not to mention Abu Sa'id al-Khudri and Maslama ibn Mukhlid and Abdullah ibn Salam. Most of these people left Medina before they could pledge to Ali radiallahu anhu. And others just didn't show up to pledge. They didn't want to pledge. And Bani Umayyah, the people of Bani Umayyah, the tribe of Uthman radiallahu anhu, who were in Medina, also didn't want to pledge. Most of them left Medina after the murder of Uthman. And at their head was Sa'id ibn al-As and al-Walid ibn Uqbah and Marwan ibn al-Hakam. They went to Mecca and they settled there. So a great number of the Sahaba did not pledge to Ali. Adding to that Talha ibn Ubaidullah and Zubayr ibn Awam were forced, they were coerced to give the pledge. And of course, nor did Sa'ad nor Ibn Umar. And we mentioned these in particular because they were of the 6 people of Shura. So then Ali radiallahu anhu took the pledge, and some people had refused and others were confused. So the greater Sahaba then gathered and they went to Ali radiallahu anhu, saying, "O Ali, we have stipulated the hudud," meaning that we have to avenge the death of Uthman. So know that our pledge to you was not given in acceptance, and that those people of Fitna are guilty with the blood of Uthman, and they're getting away with it. So then Ali radiallahu anhu tells them, "Oh brothers, I'm not ignorant of what you know." He says, "I know what you know, but how should I deal with the people who control us and we do not control ourselves?" Meaning, we're not in control of ourselves now. They're in control of everything. Here they are, and even our servants are with them, and the Arabs went to them. So the servants and the other, like all the Arabs and servants in Medina, the ignorant people followed them. So he's telling them, even our servants are with them, and the Arabs went to them. And they're amongst you, forcing you upon whatever they please. So he's saying, how do I have people in this situation killed? So do you see me having power to do anything? So they said, no. Then he tells them, by Allah, I agree with you. What they did is a doing of jahiliyyah. And to these people is strength. They have some strength to them. Verily, people like them, if they're challenged, a group will agree with you. So he's saying that if we challenge them now, a group of people are going to agree with you. And a group will not agree with you because of tribalism. They're going to defend those of their tribe. And a group will not agree to either one. It will cause separation. So be patient until people calm down and their hearts settle in their places. So he's telling them that if you see me in power and I have the control and then I still leave them, then you can come talk to me. But right now, I don't have any control over them. So don't complain to me now about not killing the murderers of Uthman. And if we focus on this saying of Ali radiallahu anhu when he tells them, be patient until people calm down and the hearts settle, this was the wise decision of Ali radiallahu anhu. And other Sahaba saw that they should immediately first kill the murderers of Uthman. And this is something that Ali radiallahu anhu constantly called for. And we'll see it many, many times. So they tell Ali radiallahu anhu, if you have no power, the Muslims have power in them. They're saying we can do something. And he tells them that a fitna will take place if you try to do something right now. More killing and more bloodshed. And Ali radiallahu anhu, he was also of the opinion that you don't just go and start killing these people. You only kill the ones who actually killed Uthman. You can't just have people, if we take the least number of narrations, 1,800 people. And the maximum is 3,000 people who came into Medina, going out and just start killing them without trials, without investigating. So this is what Ali wanted, radiallahu anhu. When things calm down and everything the affair is settled, then he starts to try people and then to kill the murderers of Uthman. And not just to have 3,000 men butchered like that. So he tells them a fitna will take place. So they refused. So he orders, no one from Quraysh leave Medina. So this upset the Quraysh at him. And they're saying he should be harsh on the people of fitna, not on us. But of course what he was trying to do, he's trying to prevent people from splitting and causing more fitan. So he didn't want anyone from Quraysh to go out of Medina. So then Ali radiallahu anhu, when he hears that they were upset at him, he gathers them and he praises Allah. And he mentions the virtues and the merits of Quraysh. He's telling them, I know your position. And then he mentions that I left you here because I need you. Do not separate. I need your opinion and I have no support and no power without you. And he tells them that a person who leaves his people, there is no good in him. And I'm hard on you not because I don't need you, but because I need you. So they were not totally satisfied by this, but Ali radiallahu anhu wanted to take things one step at a time. One, he should keep the Sahaba with him, because if they all leave and it's just him and the people of fitna, what kind of good is going to come out of this? So he wants, for one, to keep the Sahaba with him. The second thing is to get rid of the people of fitna. Get them out of Medina so they can go back to their place and they can start to get things in order. So then he gives a speech. And he says, O people, get rid of the A'rab. And the A'rab are those people from just like the regions and so on who join the people of fitna. He tells them, send them out. All of them leave. Everyone go back home. He's not speaking about the people of fitna, the people who increased their numbers and supported them. He tells them, go back to their places. He's trying to decrease the number of the people of fitna. But they caught on to this. They said, Wallahi, no one leaves. So now this is the Khalifa. And he's supposed to be in charge, and he gives an order, and they go against it. So the Arab stayed. So then he calls the greater Sahaba, Talha and Zubair and others. He tells them, look at his wisdom, radiallahu anh. He tells them, do you want to avenge the death of Uthman? They said, yes. He says, take revenge. Go ahead. So they realize they have no power. So then he encouraged them to unite with him. And that as they grow in strength gradually, they can get rid of them. And this is the wise and intelligent opinion of Ali radiallahu anhu. But he was not obeyed. And the other Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they rushed. So now Ali radiallahu anhu is going to try to control the other provinces. So when he saw that there is no hope in controlling the people from the inside, he tried to make the change from the outside. The way he thought about it, the Sahaba are not with him. The people of fitna are in charge of Medina. The only way to get control is that if all corners of the Muslim Ummah give bay'ah, he can form armies from the outside. And he saw that the governors, all the governors in the Amsar, the major cities, were from Bani Umayyah. They were people who were chosen by Uthman and put there by Uthman. And all of them are angry at the death of Uthman. So he knew they would not obey him. But they would follow the opinion of Talha and Zubair and those who wanted to avenge the death of Uthman. So he thought to himself, radiallahu anhu, that the only solution is to depose them and then put those who are going to obey him in their place. Remove the governors of Uthman and put governors that are going to obey him in their place. That way he can control the provinces and the other places. So then Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he heard of Ali's plan to change the governors. So he comes to him and he tells him, do you want to remove all the governors? He tells him, yes. He tells him, don't do it. He says, Wallahi, if you try to depose them, they will hold to their positions and disobey you. So first take the pledge from them and then remove them. This is a wise decision of Abdullah ibn Abbas. And Ali radiallahu anhu refused. In his opinion, that if you don't obey the Khalifa, then what's the use of him as a Khalifa? The least he should be able to do is to choose his governors. The scholars and the historians, looking back at this, they say this was the biggest mistake of Ali radiallahu anhu, is that he didn't take the opinion of Ibn Abbas. So then he sends to Yemen, Ubaydullah ibn Abbas, and there the governor that was put by Uthman, his name is Ya'li and he's from Bani Umayyah. And when he hears the news of the new Amir coming to take his place, the new governor from Ali, he left, but he took all of the wealth with him. And of course he didn't take it for his personal use, but he leaves immediately and he takes all of the wealth with him. So then Later on, when he hears the news of Talha and Zubair and Aisha gathering an army in Mecca, the governor of Uthman joins them, and so then Ubaydullah ibn Abbas, the new governor appointed by Ali, reaches them, and he reads the message of Ali radiallahu anhu, and all of them pledge to him, and now Yemen is under the control of Ali radiallahu anhu. So then he sends Khalid ibn Sa'id ibn al-As al-Makhzumi to Mecca as the governor, and they refused him. So he returns. So then he sent Qithm ibn al-Abbas, and they accepted him, but not for long, as we will see. Then he sends Muhammad ibn Abi Hudayfa to Egypt, and Abdullah ibn Sa'd ibn Abi Sarh stepped down immediately. Abdullah ibn Sa'd was put there by Uthman. So he stepped down, and Muhammad ibn Hudayfa becomes the new governor of Egypt, but he was killed. When Ali hears that his governor was killed, he sent Qais ibn Sa'd ibn Ubadah, one of the Sahaba. And he reaches them, and they welcomed him, and they pledged to him and to Ali, except for a small group of the companions who didn't pledge to him, and they settled in a place called Kharabta. And we're going to mention this place again. Then he sends Sahl ibn Hunayf as a governor to Sham. And as you know, Sham is under Muawiyah, and it's been under Muawiyah for 20 years. And Muawiyah is from Bani Umayyah. So when Sahl ibn Hunayf goes, he reaches the area of Tabuk, the warriors come out in rows to meet him. 60,000 warriors who are ready to avenge the death of Uthman. They met him, and he asked them, "Who are you?" And he says, "I am Sahl ibn Hunayf." And they said, "What is your business here?" And he said, "Amir." And they said, "If Uthman sent you, then welcome. فَحَيْهَلَ." If Uthman sent you, you're welcome. And if others sent you, then go back. He tells them, "Have you not received the news of the murder of Uthman?" And they said, "Yes." He asked them, "Didn't you receive the news of the bay'ah to Ali?" And they said, "Yes." So basically, they're telling him that yes, we know, but we don't accept. 60,000 warriors who have been seeing the blood of Uthman up on the minbar every day. They're ready to avenge his blood. And this happened because Naila radiallahu anha, she removed the third of the shirt of Uthman, and narrations will tell you she even put her cut fingers in the garment and gave it to Nu'man ibn Bashir and said, "Take this to Muawiyah and tell him I have entrusted you with the blood of Uthman." So when Nu'man arrives on the day of Friday and the people have gathered, and he shows the garment and the blood of the Khalifa and the fingers of his wife, and he throws the garment on Muawiyah and said, "O Muawiyah, you are entrusted with the blood." So the people cried, and as we said, Muawiyah hung it up. People were crying and warriors were gathering under it, waiting for the command. So now Ali is not able to get control of Sham. He has control of Yemen. Now he sends Uthman ibn Hunayf to Al-Basra. And the people there are separated. Some people are with Ali radiallahu anhu, other people are against him. And Abdullah ibn Amr was the governor. He refused to pledge to Ali. He was the governor by Uthman, Abdullah ibn Amr. He refuses to pledge, and he left Basra and went to Mecca. So now in Al-Kufa, the governor is Abu Musa al-Ash'ari. And he used to be known for staying away from fitan. He was the governor of Uthman. And he used to be known for staying away from fitan. And actually, he is the one who narrates most of the hadith about fitan from the Prophet ﷺ. And he is the one who narrated the hadith giving Uthman glad tidings of paradise upon a calamity that befalls him, as well as others in Sahih Bukhari. And let's just look at some of the hadith that he narrated radiallahu anhu. In Bukhari, he narrates the Prophet ﷺ said, "Before you there will be fitan, commotions, like pieces of a dark night, in which a man will be a believer in the morning and an infidel in the evening. He who sits during them will be better than the one who gets up. And he who gets up during them is better than the one who walks. And he who walks during them," meaning the fitan, "is better than he who runs." And then the people said, "What do you order us to do?" asking the Prophet ﷺ. And he replied, "Keep to your houses." Abu Musa al-Ash'ari radiallahu anhu, he's the one who narrates this hadith. He narrates another one, where the Prophet ﷺ said, "Before the last hour there will be fitan, like pieces of dark night, in which a man will be a believer in the morning." And a very similar hadith. And then in the end, it says, "So break your bows, cut your bowstrings, and strike your swords on stones, dull them, to ruin them. If people then come in to one of you, let him be like the better of Adam's two sons. The better of Adam's two sons is the one who will allow the other to kill him. So the Prophet ﷺ is warning of fitan, and he's saying, you break the bow, and then you break the bowstring. There's no way you can use the bow. And you ruin and you damage your swords. And if people come to kill you, you be the one who's killed. So, when he hears of the murder of Uthman, and he gets a messenger from Ali radiallahu anhu that Ali is the new Khalifa, he immediately, this is Abu Musa al-Ash'ari, the governor, put there by Uthman. When he hears of the pledge to Ali, he immediately gathers the people and takes their pledge to Ali. He doesn't want fitan. He doesn't want to be a cause of dissension and division in the Ummah radiallahu anhu. And he immediately sent a message to Ali saying that we have pledged to you. So then Ali radiallahu anhu left him in his place because he's on his side. So Ali left him as governor of Kufa. So now Ali radiallahu anhu has a pledge in Mecca, but that's halfway. Like half the people there pledge to Ali, the others don't. Half of Basra, half the people there pledge and the others don't. All of Yemen and all of Al-Kufa, but nothing at all in Asham. The situation is that if Asham pledges, then all of the Ummah more or less has pledged to Ali. So he tries to take the bay'ah from Muawiyah. So he's thinking that if Muawiyah won't allow him to remove him, at least he'll pledge to him. So he sent him a message with a man called Subra al-Juhni. And he gives him a message demanding from him and from the people of Sham. In parts of the message he says, praise to Allah, whom there is no God besides. To proceed, you have heard what happened to Uthman, and the people pledged to me. So enter into this peace as the people have done. Wassalam. Very short letter, asking him to pledge to Ali. So Muawiyah, when he gets this letter, he says, give me time. The messenger, Subra al-Juhni, comes the next day. And Muawiyah tells him, give me time. And this continues for 3 months. Muawiyah doesn't want to give any kind of response. From Dhul Hijjah until Safar, no response. And at the end of the 3 months, he didn't know what to do. And notice, he is not demanding the Khilafah. And subhanallah, many people until today think that the fighting between Muawiyah radiallahu anhu and Ali ibn Abi Talib was over the Khilafah. It was not. So he does not demand the Khilafah, and he is never referred to as Amir al-Mu'mineen until the 40th year after the Hijrah, when Al-Hasan ibn Ali pledges to him. So he feels that he is the one who is entrusted to avenge the blood of Uthman. So should he pledge to Ali radiallahu anhu? Or if not, what should he do? Should he attack Medina to kill the people of Fitna, and they're embedded in the army of Ali, so then he'll have to fight Ali? So what should he do? So he lets Subra al-Juhmi return back to Ali. And he tells him, what about your response? He says, my response will come. So he called 2 men from Bani Abs and Bani Rawaha. And he gave them a letter, a sealed letter. And he tells them, enter with this into Medina. And then when you enter, open it and raise it. So they arrived there and they opened it. It says that it's a message from Muawiyah to Ali. And didn't say Amir al-Mu'mineen. Just a message from Muawiyah to Ali. Which means he's not accepting the Khilafah of Ali radiallahu anhu. Not because he wanted to be the Khalifa, because he is of those who stipulated, first we kill the murderers of Uthman, then we'll pledge to you. These 2 messengers that Muawiyah radiallahu anhu sent, they entered until they reached Medina in the beginning of Rabi' al-Awwal. And Ali takes it to read it, and he finds nothing in it. It's blank. So he says to the messengers, what is this? So the man says, Li al-aman, will I be safe? Meaning, the people of Fitna are right here. Can I speak freely and be safe? He tells him, yes, because the messengers are not killed. You don't kill messengers. He says, I have come, leaving behind me a people that will not accept anything but retribution. So they ask him, from whom? So he tells him, from those who are with you, meaning the people of Fitna. I'm here embedded in your army. He says, I left 60,000 men crying under the garment of Uthman as it is hung up. They have dressed the pulpit, figuratively speaking, that they have hung it up on the pulpit of Dimashq with it. So then Ali says, they demand the blood of Uthman from me? Am I not as upset over his death as you are? And then he says, Allahumma, this is Ali radiallahu anhu, Allahumma inni abra'u ilayka min dami Uthman. Saying, oh Allah, I am innocent from the blood of Uthman. And then Ali radiallahu anhu says something. He says, Naja wallahi qatalat Uthman. He says that the killers of Uthman, they got away from us. Except if Allah wills, for verily if He decrees something, it will happen. And then he tells him to leave. So he's saying that if we disagree like this, how are we ever going to kill the murderers of Uthman? So we're not going to get them. Because look how we're fighting over these things. They're going to escape like this. So then the man says, I leave and I will be safe, because now if he leaves, these people might attack him and kill him. So Ali says, and you will be safe. So then when he left the masjid, he feels he's safe now. He screams out loud, قَتَلَ اللَّهُ مَنْ قَتَلَ عُثْمَانَ قَتَلَ اللَّهُ مَنْ قَتَلَ عُثْمَانَ. May Allah kill those who killed Uthman. Twice he yells this out loud. So the people of Fitna gathered around him and they insulted him. هَذَا الْكَلْبِ هَذَا وَافِذُ الْكِلَابِ. This dog, he's a messenger of a dog, kill him. So when he saw the people are attacking him, he thought he was safe, that's why he made the statement. So he calls out, O people of Mudr, O people of Qais, your support. So they came, Bani Abs, his people, they came to his aid. So the people of Fitna backed off, and he threatens them. He tells him, I swear by Allah, glorified be His names. He threatens him, he says, we will come to you with 4,000. And then